Chapter 1. A naked desire to consume. In optimal conditions, we're born into the palm of a vice of brutal mathematical exactitude, wherein constant maintenance of a homeostatic balance of chemicals, temperatures, and pressures is required to avoid agony and dissolution. Rock breaks scissors. Steady the strait betwixt Scylla and Charybdis. Rigid thumbs snake and press, one upon another. Paper covers rock. Screen doors sink submarines, which torpedo battleships. Scissors cut paper. This paradigm of intrinsically cruel calculus. Chapter 2. Sheathed in scales of sunfire's resplendence. Took an afternoon constitutional. Spring svelte Bodis, yielding ground to the glaring bronzed blitzkrieg bluster of summer's arid onslaught. Let's begin with weather. Paint the milieu. Seasons continue their steady successions. On the barrel rolls. On we run. I am sheets of tender red fields beneath a merciless scythe. I enjoy seeing clouds gather en masse. Their mammoth shadows slide across the ground, swift in encroaching penumbral silence. Reminds me of the processes of transformation that are always occurring, without preamble, vibrating steadily in the low register of our molecules and awareness. I smile as the children dance upon the sands, amidst the ubiquitous light. Ebullient eyes reduced to louvers. Chapter 3. My musical talons. Let's begin in earnest. Contention. Subjective observations about truth are not truth. No more than objectification of sensory reality is reality. They are inaccurate approximations. There is far more to being than we perceive within 3 dimensions of sensate ingestion, perceived through a colored lens of prior experience bias. Vague images glimpsed with warbling indistinct outlines, composed of vast hidden dimensions of energetic and chemical constellations. Mitochondrial power plants firing in electrochemical bursts. Leukocytes surge and mass into any breach of integrity. Peristalsis distributes chyme into its constituent nutrients to various organs, which each perform their intricately apportioned maneuvers, by a hierarchy of governance which begins at the apex of the spine, where the basal ganglia directs vast subliminal operations, extends to the crowning neocortex, wherein superliminal cognition, generation of motor commands, sensory perception, spatial reasoning, and this, assemblage and dissemination of language, is generated and projected into this white room, no more or less real and true than that which you and I now, in this instance, cohabitate. Imagine that. Eyes which hold the light hostage descend upon your Jovian gravity well. 1,000 words assemble into a framework mosaic. Come closer, embrace me, burn to cinders in my hands. Chapter 4. Swathed in scales of moonless night's seduction. I drive to the beach to breathe in the expansive darkness, which lack of both human and natural edifice and growth lays the earth's breast bare. Seabirds peck the ground between intervals of their charmingly comical gait. Dark clouds crown the horizon in a momentarily glimpsed pantheon, as lightning arcs its crooked fingers across the length and breadth of this merciless church, this effluvial Colosseum. Left my shoes and socks in the car. Toes gripped the rough-hewn sands, strewn with pearlescent fragments of seashell. Surf rolls and pounds its hoary wrath, its tidal arm crushing the shore beneath the salt bath of its hard hands, before it slinks upon its haunches in hissing retreat. I raise my chin, hands, arms outstretched into a horizontal plane, palms up to catch the subtle droplets of rain, falling in a hazy soporific mist. Look, come and see my luminous scales, a pleated mirror, refracting refulgent levin light. See how ugly beautiful I manifest. Sand, surf, self. I was all-encroaching penumbral silence, shadows stretched across the length and breadth of the white room. I was calm, and truth was life itself. Chapter 5. Now the wings are mine. Summation. In this life which we are momentarily gifted, there are many dull repetitions of routine, what I had earlier defined as simple homeostatic maintenance, a backdrop and foundation for events that imbue quality into being. And yet even these, when viewed with the clarity of full presence, are the essence of sensate being. Experiences that inspire substantive thought and emotion, inalienable, one from another. Experiences that inspire relativity and relationships to others, and overarching concepts of form and transformation, which are the static and dynamic realities upon which translation of experience into reasoning discourse are predicated. Life is earmarked in its details. In its details is found the intimacy. In its intimacy is discovered. The emotional core of sentient being is not in dry, rational, dualistic, subjective, objective, Aristotelian bifurcation or Cartesian gravity, as taught by dry, dusty, ancient tomes. It lives in the now, in the blood, gall, and liver, spleen and stomach and heart of organic sentience, which cannot be divorced from the torrents and ebbs of emotion, and attempts at such have only damaged our hierarchy of cognizance and dissemination of foundational thought and practice, which must, of its nature, be considered in the fullness of its intrinsic inseparable relationship between reflective reason and dynamic emotion. Chapter 6. A concatenation of thunders. Let's close with a tight spotlight upon a revelation of form. Her hair in splayed tangles, splashed across my chest. First, this lost art, this intimate contest. I, beneath your threadbare tremble, a woven galaxy, throwing off breaths and spirals. I, your mendicant, and then arisen in transformation, unblinking through the inferno that pours from my maw. How perfectly clear, those twin saucers of quiet regard. How dauntless. Her breaths are chapters of ash. Sibyl of undisclosed lamentation, amidst the rising channels of vapors and cryptic utterances of sooth. Willows, wisps, whispers. Pursed lips drink from the veins of this unfurling thesis. My tail of spikes and sinews curled about her bespangled ankles, marveling as I lay beggarly before this oscillating energetic cosmos, this perfect unassailable design. I yield the floor. Sincerely. O Fílos Sou, O Drákos. By Daniel Christensen. Writing as the Dragon.